Hello everyone. Welcome back. I'm Boomy, and today we are watching the Shark tier list by TierZoo. Yes, this is another suggestion by Arya Radmir over here. Yeah. Um, hmm. Sharks, very interesting animals. I don't know a lot of facts about sharks. The one thing that I do know is that they have this. Man, I don't. At the risk of sounding stupid and wrong, I'm gonna say that they have like electroreceptors in front of their face. Basically, they can detect like mini electrical currents in the ocean that help them hunt. I think I think it's for hunting. Oh man, I'm not sure. But yeah, I've also heard that in an Olympic-sized swimming pool, they can detect the temperature difference when you throw in one ice cube in the water. That's how sensitive those things are. Also, that they don't kill as much humans as you think per year. I believe cows kill more people than sharks per year. Let's go ahead and see if I'm getting anything wrong or not. But yeah, remember, if you like my reactions, don't forget to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section below and consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to leave your suggestions on what I should check out next. That being said, let's go ahead and watch the video. Ooh. Oh no, this is gonna get copyrighted.
Innovations made by players have been the main driving force behind the biggest meta shifts in the entire history of the game, and today I want to highlight one of the most important, the implementation of the move Bite.
Aw, cute
There's
puppers.
actually a fair bit of debate on which guilds can take credit for pioneering this move, but there's no question that one of the first to really perfect it, to the point of being meta-defining, were none other than the Sharks. And since then, they've been holding on to that top spot tighter than Ice Climber players hold onto a wobbling victim. They've been extremely relevant in every expansion since the Silurian, something very few guilds can claim.
Wow.
So today I'll go over the tier list of the Sharks and
420
highlight the main attributes and abilities
million
which have made them
years
such fearsome
ago.
builds. Overall, Sharks are at a pretty good spot in the meta, averaging around B tier. The main benefits of playing a Shark build include high mobility, high damage, and most importantly, the ability to sense any player.
Blood sense. Let's see what this says. Under 90% health loss. Loses all stealth bonuses and leave a trail of blood on HUD. Yeah, so I was right. It was electroreception. I said receptors, right? Electroreceptors. So I was right. In a way. Yes.
Near you due to special.
Also, quick tier list. I'm guessing great whites are probably gonna be at the top. Let's see. How many sharks do you know? Whale sharks. I don't know where they rank. Orcas are more dolphins than sharks, right? So they don't count. Man, hammerheads probably somewhere in high A tier. What other sharks do I know? Damn, I don't know any other sharks, so let's just go with that.
abilities like blood sense and electroreception. Main drawbacks include lacking
I
swim
just
bladder,
listed
an
two
ability
sharks, I
which
think.
allows the user to control their buoyancy at will, and also lacking gill flaps. Gill flaps passively regenerate stamina, and is an ability unique to bony fish, so sharks can only regenerate stamina if they're moving. Now let's talk about individual shark builds. As always, we'll start from the bottom of the tier list and work our way up. In bottom tier, we have nothing.
Nothing.
There are genuinely no shark
Yeah.
builds that could justify as being bottom tier. Most sharks don't deviate too far from the base shark concept, which is good because it's a great guide for success. With that said, not all sharks are created equal, and in D tier we have two builds
Ooh, we have D
which
tiers.
don't really capitalize on any of the benefits of the shark class. First is the nurse shark. Low mobility, sedentary playstyle, and a really weak bite.
Ugh.
Instead of abusing the powerful kit available for shark classes, nurse sharks rummage around the ocean floor looking for easy XP. However,
What?
they do have the strongest suction force of any fish, and since they don't have many terrible matchups, they're definitely no F tier.
So they're basically catfishes walking around looking like sharks then, if they don't have like the enormous bite strength that sharks are known for.
Second in D tier we have the saw shark.
Saw shark.
players, what are you doing? Are some of
Yeah.
the best weapons in the game, and the only drawback to using them is that breaking them can ruin your playthrough. But sharks have replaceable teeth, so that weakness
Mm-hmm.
is completely nullified. So
True.
why did you opt for this goofy, cumbersome, impractical weapon setup? Swinging that thing around uses way too much stamina for what it nets you, and isn't very useful for defending yourself.
Oh, that looks
Whatever,
dumb.
you do you, I guess. In C tier, we've got all the sharks that decided they'd rather AFK their entire game instead
Yeah,
of
you
making
got a whale
use of the
shark,
best
and I
tools
don't know what
available
the
to
second
sharks.
one is.
This includes the basking shark, whale shark, and any other shark who thought filter feeding was a better idea than being a swimming doom machine.
Yeah, so there, while the other one was a catfish disguising themselves as a shark, this is a whale disguising themselves as a shark.
Yes, it may be easy if you make it to the late game, but
Oh
without good
man.
weapons and low mobility, the majority of your playthrough is a huge risk, with mobile fish players like the marlin and sailfish having no problem taking you out. Now we're in B tier, and we're almost to the shark builds who know how sharks are meant to be played. Almost. But
Almost.
first, we've got two more unorthodox builds. Some of my personal favorites, actually. The first is a shark who decided that, despite being one of the smallest of its kind, it would attack the largest builds in the game. The
Really
cookie
now?
cutter shark. Cookie cutter sharks are unorthodox in that instead of going for the predator playstyle, they function as a parasite. They simply latch onto a whale or other massive player,
Oh,
and by twisting themselves back and forth, they steal a cookie-shaped bite right off.
holy shit! Metaphorically and literally. Damn.
This doesn't do much damage to players, but interestingly, this build was a secret among the Shark Guild up until a few cookie cutter players accidentally attacked human submarines and actually caused their sonar to malfunction. This was during the Cold War,
wow.
so the Russians and Americans assumed that the other was somehow sabotaging
Interesting.
their submarines, until eventually a Soviet sub surfaced with a shark player still latched on. In B+ tier, we have a shark which uses one of the only AoE stun moves seen in the entire game, the Thresher Shark. Attacking a school of fish is difficult, and due to their advanced evasion and diversion tactics, you have to be fast, lucky, or clever in order to even catch a single
You're out.
fish. That is, unless you can hit them with a flashbang, which is essentially what Thresher Sharks do.
wow.
Thresher Sharks have tails as long as the rest of their body, and they use them as a whip,
Interesting.
creating shockwaves which stun small
Oof.
groups of fish, negating their normally excellent evasion abilities. They do all of this without
That is
deviating
cool.
too far from the great base stats of the shark build, so they retain decent mobility and attack power while wielding this weapon.
That's a
In A
good
tier, we
use
finally
of
get to those
physics.
famous core shark builds everyone knows, loves, and fears. It's hard to rank these in relation to each other because they're all just so darn great. We'll start with the tiger sharks.
Oh
Tiger
yeah,
sharks
that's
have
right,
higher
tiger
stealth than
sharks.
most of the well-known shark
The
builds,
brown ones.
and also have uniquely shaped teeth that make them more effective at cutting through armor and bone. Similar to actual tigers, the main strategy of a tiger shark is to get close to its target with stealth, and then use a quick burst of speed to snatch it before it can react.
Wait, those aren't the
On
brown
the
ones?
opposite end of the spectrum from this strategy, we have the mako shark, which has the highest mobility of all the sharks, and uses this to chase down its targets. This playstyle requires a lot of stamina, so this build breaks the mold and opts for warm blood instead of being cold-blooded like most other
Oh,
fish. This gives the mako
interesting.
shark the benefits of fast stamina regeneration, allowing
Yeah.
it to keep up a pursuit longer than most other hunters. Since this speed comes at a cost to size, it doesn't quite have the monstrous weight advantage over its targets, and so mako
Mhm.
players need to be careful and not get too greedy. The ocean's other premier speed demons, the swordfish and marlin, can be tough matchups for them. At the top of A tier, we have the bull shark, which has two unique
Oh,
and
yeah.
powerful abilities.
Bull
The
sharks.
first is that they have the highest bite force of any shark.
Now the name of the more common sharks are coming back to me as he shows it.
Meaning that even though they have pretty average teeth in terms of slicing and cutting utility, they can still deliver an extremely potent bite. The second
Yoink.
ability is that bull sharks can enter freshwater servers without receiving the energy sapping and damaging debuff that obligate saltwater builds do. This allows them to travel into rivers
Ooh.
and streams where they have no real competition.
Interesting.
This makes bull sharks the best build for griefing low-level players. And
That is
judging by the bull shark's
cool.
reputation for being the most aggressive shark, it's clear that this is exactly the type of player that this build attracts. And here we are, the head honchos of the Shark Guild. There's two builds here that occupy
Two?
low S tier, and honestly I can't place one above the other, they're both just awesome.
Now, I'm still not seeing the hammerhead. He better have a good explanation if it's S tier.
What
'Cause
makes them so
obviously
excellent is
the-
how well they use their tracking
the
abilities,
great
blood
white
sense,
is
and
one.
electroreception. The great white shark is no doubt the
Yep.
most feared ocean build in the current meta, and the closest thing to the god tier megalodon still in existence.
Oh yeah, that's
They
right.
pretty much just take
Megalodons.
everything that makes sharks so strong and push all of those things to their limit. They don't
I gotta check that again. Ooh, the size difference though. Just look at that size difference. Man, damn, it's so crazy to see something this chunky swimming at you. Oh shit. You can probably stand like lip to lip in its mouth alone when it's open.
They pretty much just take everything that makes sharks so strong and push all of those things to their limit. They don't have as high bite damage as the tiger or bull shark, but the force of a great white's charge attack slamming into their target more than makes up for it, and usually takes the stock no problem. Hunting seal players is difficult because they're clever and try to avoid putting themselves at risk when they don't need to. This is why the great white's ability to see above water is so crucial, because they can see which
Sweetie,
islands and
sweetie.
reefs their targets are hiding on and camp them out. Their blood sense ability is through the roof, and their electroreception ability is quite polished as well, but nowhere near to the extent of the last build on my list, the Hammerhead.
Oh, what?
Now,
Yes.
if you aren't a
Let's
Hammerhead
go.
player, I'm willing to bet
Let's see what he has to say about the Hammerhead, because I'm genuinely curious. I did not expect it to be that high up the tier list.
that when you look at this build, you think the player fell asleep during character creation and accidentally set eye width to the max. But if you think this option is purely aesthetic and not intentional, you couldn't be more wrong. Hammerheads have the best, most well-optimized sensory abilities in the game.
Sensors,
They
yeah.
have full
I thought
panoramic
so.
vision and have binocular eyesight ahead and behind them, which gives them a massive accuracy bonus on the attack and a huge evasion bonus if they're being chased. With the chemo and electroreceptors on the front of their face, they essentially have 3D smell and 3D electroreception, putting their spatial awareness almost as high as dolphins and bats. Their
Wow.
snout shape also lets them turn on a dime, which makes it so their attacks almost never miss. Furthermore, while they don't hunt
They're probably also hydrodynamic with that shape.
together, they do travel in schools, providing safety in numbers and causing an intimidation debuff on pretty much the entire surrounding area. So that's the tier list for the sharks. As you can see, they're an amazing class
Interesting.
with a lot of useful abilities and strengths to play around with. They have only a few bad mashups like dolphins, orcas, and a few other
Orcas.
top tier fish like swordfish and marlin.
Sea pandas.
Thanks for watching. You may have noticed that this channel went from less than 10,000 to well above 100,000 within a single week.
Hey!
Which happens because YouTube started recommending my videos. So to repay the YouTube community for shooting my
I hope that happens to me one day. From 100 to 150 subs in 1 week. Oh man, even if YouTube recommends my videos, a lot less people are probably interested in watching.
sub count to the moon, I'm gonna make a few recommendations of my own for channels with low sub counts. First, I've got to shout out Metacurio, an educational channel on disease and medicine. Second is Vlogs of Knowledge, a channel dedicated to putting the cool and interesting parts of history in historical context and providing much needed background. Last is the Manitowoc Minute, the only thing good about living in Wisconsin. Thanks again for watching.
Alright, that was the shark tier list. Very interesting. A lot more sharks, a lot more unique sharks than I was expecting. My favorite one from the bunch is probably the, damn it, I already forgot the name. The one that whips its tail to basically create a shockwave to stun fishes. That is a very interesting use of physics right there. It kind of reminds me of the pistol shrimp, because I think the pistol shrimp uses its claws in the same manner for stunning. That was a really interesting video. I did not expect the sensory abilities of the hammerhead shark to be that good. Yeah, as he said, I was under the impression that the shape of its head is just an evolutionary mistake, but then again, you gotta think about that. Evolution rarely gives way to useless abilities, and I say rarely because sometimes it do happens. Yeah, that's good for me today, guys. Link to my Twitter is down in the description below. Go and check it out if you want to, and if you're new here and enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section below, and consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to leave your suggestions on what I should check out next. That being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.